Issa Talk is a Filipino podcast based here in Cebu City by your host, Issa Please. This podcast focuses on pop culture, growing up as a millennial, a woman, a creative, a creator, a business owner, and everything in between. I hope you like this podcast enough to subscribe and to add us to your playlist. Here's the episode. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Issa Please, and welcome back to Issa Talks. So, where do I even begin? Hold on, guys. I need to take a shit. All right. Sorry, guys. I just finished pooping. I was not expecting for me to want to use the pooper the moment I started the podcast. But, well, shit happens. So as you guys can tell, this is going to be a one-woman show right now. And honestly, I'm super okay with it. It's just like one of those things that I want to do. I didn't really feel like interviewing anyone. Wait, you know what? I'll tell you guys why later. But so I decided, since I'm going to do this thing alone, I was going to do like a good thing. I mean, like a bad news, good news type of thing episode. I don't know. It's just something that came into my mind while I was doing breakfast. So I'm going to tell you guys some bad news about like what happened this week or in this lockdown, and then some good news to make up for it, and then share some thoughts, because I have a lot of things going on in my head right now. I've been having a lot of inner monologues. Sometimes I'll tell Paulo about it, but then most of the time I'm like, nobody really cares. Or like, I've already talked to Paulo about it, but like, that feeling when you tell someone something and then you're just not done talking about it yet, so you need to talk about it more. Yeah, these are one of these episodes. So I'm gonna just start it off, and let's start with the bad news. I want to do bad news first and then good news, because like, I don't want to end this like on a negative note. So there's always like a silver lining, I guess. Yeah, sure. All right, so my first set of bad news is I am recording this podcast literally like 2 hours before I'm released, like 2 hours before I'm set to release this podcast. And let me tell you why. Yeah, so I am recording this on Sunday at 2:20 o'clock. But the good news is, guys, the podcast is still coming up on time. And the reason why I have not really been able to prepare for this podcast is a plethora of reasons, but we're going to talk about that in like the entire gist of this episode. But I just want you guys to know that I have been a very responsible podcaster, and I've just been doing this week by week, honestly. Just because like last week I interviewed Gibbs, the week before that I interviewed Paulo, because like I do have a bunch of like episodes set up, prepared, like pre-recorded episodes, but because of what's happening, I don't want to talk about anything that's like not relevant. Like I have an episode with an amazing woman. Her name is Pari Tabuada, and it's basically about online marketing and like why a business needs that and stuff like that. But I don't want to release it right now because it's just going to make everyone feel so frustrated, because, in a business, you need money for you to market. If you want to market, like people just aren't making money right now. And I feel like I would be doing an injustice or a disservice to Patty if I release that podcast right now. So I want to actually hold that for some other day when it's like more beneficial, like when we're starting to get out of this and we are able to start marketing more effectively, because because her episode just doesn't talk about like online marketing. It talks about marketing and advertising as a whole, and like different career paths. So I am holding it back for that. So in the meantime, you guys get the potato that is Issa, and I hope you guys like it. So my next second bad news, which I never really got to talk to you guys about, and I didn't really address it on the podcast, but I'm addressing it now, is that Baihana is taking a break. Baihana has been taking a break for the last, I would say, couple of weeks. If you don't know what Baihana is actually a show of mine on By TV. So By TV is basically like a Facebook page, just to make everything simpler, but it's a lot more than that. And I have a show there called Baihana, which means woman in my Cebuano dialect, because I'm from Cebu. I speak Cebuano, and it's basically like a show for women, made for women, but not just for women. It's like for everyone else too. And I've been doing that for like a good 7-8 months already. And I took a break from it, basically. So a couple weeks ago, I did announce that I just wasn't feeling it right now, and I just didn't want to shoot by Hana videos right now. And so my management, which is by RGC, they allowed me to, but I never really got to explain that to everyone. And let me just go a little bit in depth with it. I wanted to make this a vlog, but then like I was too lazy to, so I'm just gonna do it on a podcast. And so the reason why I decided not to do by Hana was because when, COVID-19 was happening, there was still a little bit more that I was able to do. Like I did a whole things to do in quarantine. I did how to make face masks out of bras and panties and panty liners, or like feminine pads. I also did one where like I interviewed a bunch of women in this situation and how they're able to cope up with it. And then after the 3 videos that I had made, they were really good for me because when COVID started, I just had to keep myself so distracted. I was so, like everyone was starting to panic about it. I just was like, whatever, it's not affecting my life. This is an opportunity for me to grow, to create more content, to build up my clout. It was so fucking selfish of me, and I admit that, because I was also asking women for favors, not knowing or not really considering what they were going through. And it was hard for everyone, honestly. And I was thinking about all the other content that I could possibly make in this season. In this pandemic. It's not a fucking season, Issa. It's not winter. But so I was thinking about all the other content that I could make, like cooking recipes at home, or crafts to do at home, or things you could do with your kids, or there was actually a lot of things I felt that I could do, but I was starting, like, everything was starting to sink in. I haven't been able to see my sister or my grandparents. I haven't even really been able to talk to any of my relatives for a while, and I was starting to get cabin fever. I was starting to get really like sad. I was starting to feel like I was getting survivor's guilt, which is something that I just learned of. And I was like, I just didn't have it in me. I just didn't want to shoot anything. I just wanted to like not take a bath, just not do anything. I just wanted to like spend time with Paolo. And so I just decided to do that. And like, honestly, even the things that there are a lot of challenges with making by Hana, because you have to do a lot of research. Like even videos where like I'm not wearing underwear, that takes like at least 2-3 weeks of research. So imagine me talking about something that is so unfamiliar and not really having enough time to do the research. I didn't want to be responsible for that, because then I would be basically telling women, I wanted to be very careful. I always want to be super extra careful with all the information that I'm putting out. And so this just wasn't like, this time is not one of those times to just free ball it, So I was like, you know what, Isse, let's not pretend to be a smartass and know everything about this thing. So don't. So I didn't. And now I am actually able to do a lot of things. The good news with all of this, like with by Hana, like taking a break and stuff like that, is that I'm actually able to do a lot of things for by Hana as well. Like, y'all don't even know this, but there's a lot of things that I really wanted to change about by Hana. I wanted to change like the OBBs. I wanted to change the format. I kind of wanted there to be more structure than there is right now. And so I am finally able to do that because I've taken a break, because I've pulled myself back, because I'm not pressured to film every week. I can finally like have a good amount of episodes stocked up and then release them one by one and not feel like I'm shitting my pants every single week because I have to work on episodes. I'm editing the day before it's released. I'm editing like 3 hours or an hour and a half before the episodes are released. So this really gives me like enough time to like prepare myself and create timeless content. So I'm not really mad about it. I'm not really sad about it either, because there are a lot of other content creators who are like really able to pump up their game right now. Like, let's say Medyo Maldito. I love their whole gang, and Medyo Maldito actually came out with a vlog that was so current, I'm gonna leave it in the show notes, but it's basically like right up his alley, where he talks about like pickup lines or like hugot lines, and then he incorporates it with like busting a myth about COVID, because we apparently have that problem right now in Cebu where people are like believing fake news. So he debunks that in his video, and I don't think I could have done something like that. I couldn't do something that current because it's not in my alley, you know what I mean? Like, I talk about girl stuff. I don't know what I could possibly do in my little circle that would be so effective for women other than initiatives that are not videos. Like, I could do live sessions, I can talk to them, but I can't turn that into a video, and that's not what my community needs right now. So I don't know why I've been like explaining this for 5 minutes straight, but that's basically it. So Bayhana is taking a break, but if you're here and you're listening to this, that's the explanation. And there are a lot of things to look forward to from this break. As I promise, I'm going to come back bigger and better. I'm currently standing as I'm recording this podcast because if I don't stand, I'm going to get bored of my own voice. I realized recently that I hate the sound of my voice, like my natural talking voice. When I do the podcast, I have to do it in I have to modulate my voice, like make it a little bit deeper, because my real voice is like, oh my God! It fucking gives me a headache. I hate my own voice. So I'm just saying that, yeah. So, all right. So, the next set of bad news that I have this week is that I got addicted to Call of Duty Warzone. If you guys don't know what Call of Duty Warzone is, don't search it up, because you're going to get addicted to it, and then you're going to end up not taking a bath for like 3 days straight, and then you're just going to find yourself like sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning, and like it's just going to throw you off so bad, but you're going to have so much fun. So you're going to have the best time of your life. You're going to be going to places you never thought you'd be going to. You're going to find yourself like having so much friends and just enjoying yourself so much. Time flies. I don't really know if I regret it or if I really am thankful to all the gods for introducing me to Call of Duty. So, a little backstory. Call of Duty is not my game. Like, I have played it before, and I didn't even like it that much. But I have been loving a lot of Battle Royale games because, like, I feel like I get to fuck people up. Because I'm just like, I think I have a lot of really pent-up energy in my life. And so Call of Duty is basically like a game where you, like, you're 4 players. It's like Fortnite, Apex, PUBG. Like, and all those games that we were addicted to, like, a year ago. In like a even better game. Honestly, I fucking love Call of Duty because, first of all, let me tell you, you're 4 people in a group, you can talk to each other, and you just need internet. You can do it on PlayStation, you can do it cross platforms, so you can play on a PlayStation, you can play it on Xbox, you can play it on a computer, and then all of you guys can play together, which is something that you weren't actually able to do before until Fortnite. And then, but Fortnite is just like a pain in the ass because you have to learn how to like build things. If you don't play, then you're just gonna want to skip to like 10 minutes ahead of this conversation because I am gonna go on forever talking about COD. And then, so you can do that, and then what you can do is, if you die, and I die a lot because I suck, but if you die, there's a chance to redeem yourself because they put you on this one-on-one arena and then you can shoot each other for like your life. I usually lose it, but then like I'm getting better, I would like to believe. And then if you lose at that, your teammates can buy you back for a small fee of $4,000. And money is not hard to find on COD. So this game is like they can buy you back as many times as they want. And they have guns that you can customize. And my favorite gun on COD is like whatever gun. I don't even know. It's not whatever gun. It's an SMG or an LMG. And you can customize it to be pink. And the smoke is pink, and you have a scope so you can zoom in on your enemies, you can shoot them up, and then, oh my god, I just fucking love this game. Oh my gosh. So I've lost so much sleep over it, guys. And the good news to all this addiction, like I think I say it's bad news because like I had severe guilt when I started playing out COD because I feel like when I'm playing games, I'm not being productive. I could have used that time playing games, shooting an Instagram video, shooting a YouTube video, making a podcast. I feel like all my time is so valuable. I think that all my time is so valuable, that I don't have time to enjoy certain things. But what I don't realize is that I have all the time in the world. So I started playing Call of Duty because Paulo invited me to play it, and then I said I wasn't gonna play it, and then I tried it out because I released my Baihana announcement video on a Wednesday. I started playing it on a Thursday because he had downloaded on a computer and on the PlayStation. He was like, "Sweetheart, I have a game for you. I know you're gonna like it." And I was like, "Okay." And I played it once, and then I was like, oh my god, what is this game? And I got so addicted to it. I played it like the whole day, and then Paulo suggested that I started streaming it, and I was like, no, I don't want to stream it because I suck. Like, I really suck at this game. Like, you can see that I suck. But he was like, so what? Like, this is good for you, East, because you are able to play and work at the same time and not feel guilty about playing. And I was like, that is an idea. And so we set up Issa Plays on Facebook, so you could go check it out. I am streaming over there. And the reason why I started Issa Plays is because you can actually donate money on a gaming Facebook page. It's not a regular fan page. It's a Facebook gaming page, which is completely different because people can donate stars, and every star is like 50 cents or whatever, 5 cents. I don't even know. But if you max out or cap out at like 100, you can get money. And one of my friends, he just started like a month ago, and he does like Pokemon, he does COD, he plays a lot of games. He got like $300 from it. I was like, I could use $300 in my life. I'm not making money right now. Sure, why not? So I hopped on to that platform. So I guess now I'm streaming, and I have a lot of issues with it as well. It's opened up a lot of unresolved anger in my life, but we're going to talk about that. So it also, like, I'm going to tell you guys another reason why streaming was actually, we had it coming for like a long time. I recently got a memory, like, you know how on Facebook every day they'll like send you like a memory. Like, sometimes you don't want to see it because it's like pictures of your ex, or you'll be like, man, why did I wear that outfit and all that stuff. But today, on like my 5th day of streaming, I found like a video of me, my brother, and Paulo playing Resident Evil 7, and I had did it on live because I didn't know how to stream yet. But we tried it out. And so me and Paulo, our relationship has really been built on a lot of gaming. Lots of days we've spent at computer stores, internet cafes, and we own internet cafes. We own like 4. Not we. He does. I'm married to the guy who owns it. So conjugal, that happens when you get married. So now it's also mine. So we own like, how many are there? No, I think Paulo owns 3. His brother owns 1. We own those internet cafes. It's called iPortal. And it just makes sense, guys. Like, I am officially sponsored by my own business because it pays the bills. And like, I just figured like me and Paulo have been waiting the longest time for The Last of Us 2. And it just makes sense because I am now able to stream it and play this game for hours on end and not feel guilty. This is how I deal with guilt, guys. I turn it into work. I am addicted to working, so that's okay. If I also currently need a keyboard and mouse, if you guys want to sponsor me, because we cannot leave the house and get our keyboards and mouses over there, and like, those things are allocated for, so I can't just go in the internet cafe and like pick out a mouse and keyboard. I think Paulo would like not like that. So yeah. And since the time that we have started streaming, when you check out my videos, I have like a pink room, which is where I basically work. This is my home office. I had a desk and a chair. We don't have it here anymore. For like 3 days, we lost our dining table because I was using that as a gaming table. And then we missed eating on tables because me and Paulo had to eat standing up on our, what do you even call it? On our, what is it? It's like those bars. I don't know what you call it. You'll see it on my vlog. But anyways, we weren't eating on our dining table. We were standing up. So we were like, we need our table back. So we decided to just like get my working table and put it outside. So now the house is like in a complete disarray. My room is bare. I can do TikToks now, but I also lost like a background for my videos if I ever decide to shoot videos again. And I also lost the complete aesthetic of the house. I haven't given myself the time to actually stand back and look at the house as a whole. Right now, I look at it in sections, like this is where I sit, this is where I eat, this is where I shit, this is where I sleep. That's just how I look at things, but I haven't like stood back and looked at the whole masterpiece because it's not a masterpiece right now. But you know what? That's okay. Also, like, I don't think that a lot of people realize this, but when you are playing games, it does take you away. So a lot of times, like me and Paulo, because COD has like amazing graphics, like there are different, so basically it's an entire map. You know, if you guys don't know what Call of Duty is, or like PUBG, if you've never played the games that I am describing this game as, basically you ride on an airplane, right? So I'm traveling, I've been doing a lot of traveling, I've been jet setting, and you have a map, and this map takes you to, like, you can choose where you want to go on the map. You're on a plane, you jump off the plane, and then you land on that pin on the map, and then that's where you start fighting, and then like you just travel to different spots on the map. So some of the maps are like, the view is like a mountain with snow. Some of them it's like an airport. Some of them it's like a pharmacy. Some of them, you know what I mean. But when I'm playing this game, sometimes because there are cars in the game, you get to ride it and then you get to look around. I kind of feel like, oh shit, I'm here. And it's pretty cool. Like, I don't feel so stuck when I'm playing, which I think is something that I definitely need for someone who, like, can't bear to look out her window without crying. Because it's like, it's so sad. I live in a really busy place. Like, there are usually cars around here. You can hear construction work because I live near the mall. And there's, like, so many construction going around. And, like, you look around now and you can barely see anything. Like, I'm even lucky if I get to see one jogger, which also kind of pisses me off because you're not supposed to be jogging. But this area is like a mall. This is where people, it's a recreational center, basically, this entire place. And it's so lonely now. So being able to play has really, like, it's helped me a lot. So I'm not gonna stop, even if I've been getting like severely bashed by all these fucking haters online. And this wasn't actually a really good week for me in terms like of emotions, and I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But I don't know what the fuck everyone's problem is with someone that plays on their fucking phones, or if they like stream. Like, why does everyone need to mind my own fucking business? So when I started streaming, right, I kept getting messages like, oh my god, you're streaming now. And it's not like I know you can't really read someone's emotion when they message you. Well, these are people that I don't even know, right? Like, I know them, but I don't know them. Like, they don't know that I am, like, I love games. They don't know anything. But then they're like, oh my god, you're a streamer now. And I know for real that it's that voice, because they're like, I never thought you'd be a streamer. Like, oh my god, I didn't even know that you played. Like, bitch, because you don't fucking know me. So why are you reacting like you do, right? And I'm just like, okay, first of all, you don't know me. Second of all, why is it any of your damn business what I do with my life? If you don't like the fact that I'm streaming, then don't fucking like the channel. Don't follow it. Don't watch my streams. Don't let it affect you. I don't tell you how to live your life. I don't reprimand you when you talk to me as if you know me when you talk down to me. I don't even look at your fucking stories, and you're over here minding my damn business like you know me, like you control what I watch. Why am I so fucking angry again? It's like, is this a Scorpio thing where like you just snap your fingers and you get pissed right away? Because I'm feeling all these emotions as if it happened yesterday. But seriously, like, I think this is such toxic culture. The reason why it bothers me isn't because like it makes me feel bad. It's because like nothing that you say to me that I think is not good for myself will affect me. You know, like when I get comments on Baihana and they say like I'm the reason rape exists, I just like, no. And I don't even let that affect me. I'm still gonna do my business. I'm gonna show my cooch. I'm gonna show my boobs. I'm gonna show my ass if I want to. But the thing that bothers me the most about it is that, how do you stop people from doing this? You know, because I may not be affected, but it's going to affect someone else. When you tell someone, when you judge someone like that as if you own them, as if your opinion really matters, as if you are paying me for, or like I'm paying you for your opinion, when in fact I'm not, it pisses me off because I have enough confidence to say, I don't fucking care. What if you say that to someone who just started vlogging and you tell them, oh my God, you're a vlogger now, vlogger mo na siya. And I've heard that shit all my life. But I sucked it up, right? What if you say that to someone who just built their confidence and you knock them down like that in that instant? How do you think it's going to make them feel? Instead of you pushing them to do well, to succeed in that new project, you're pulling them down as if you could do any fucking better, you know? I fucking hate that about our culture. And I don't care if I've been cursing like 10 times in 1 minute, because you deserve to be cursed like that, okay? Why would you do that to someone? That is just mean, you know? It's none of your goddamn business. YOLO, you live your life, I live my life. If you don't like it, nobody asked you. I didn't message you and say, oh my God, do you want me to stream? Would you watch it? I'm just streaming because I want to, all right? So, y'all negative Nancys need to take a chill pill, because nobody's forcing you to like us or to watch us. If you don't like my content, you don't need to be here. If you don't want to listen to this podcast, you don't have to download it. I don't force things down your throat. So why are you forcing your opinion down my throat as if it's something that I ordered? I wouldn't even buy it if it was like 5 pesos. So yeah, that was my TED Talk. I'm really angry. I have all this pent up energy, and I think it's because I've been at home for a really long time. And like, I don't know why I'm being so angry. I know, like, maybe it's because I haven't gotten my period yet. I don't know. Yeah. So anyways, we just got the bad news this week that our barangay, our community, our area, I don't know what barangay is in English or American. There's no such thing because barangay does not exist. But anyways, our community, if you're listening to this and you're not from the Philippines, our community is going on lockdown, basically like a county, I think. Yeah. We're going on lockdown, and that is because there are positive cases here. That's why you go on lockdown, right? Not for any other reason. I'm dumb. But we're currently going under lockdown. I don't really know how I feel about it, because lockdown or no lockdown, I have been locked down in this house for like more than a month, honestly. So Paolo and I have been on lockdown just because like we have chosen not to leave our house unless we absolutely had to. And Paolo has volunteered as tribute to be the one to do the groceries. He also has the credit card that pays for all the groceries. So he's the only one really eligible to get out of this house. I also don't have any business anywhere else. Like, I don't need to go to the bank. I don't need to buy anything that Paolo can't buy for me. So, virtually it doesn't change my life, but I know it's going to affect a lot of people in this area. Like, if lockdown, we can still go to the grocery, right? Because it's just like, I don't really know. I'm going to have to get back to you guys on that. But, lockdown or no lockdown, I'm still going to be at home, and I'm just grateful that next week I have a lot of things going on for me. I don't know if after I post this podcast, if people are still going to get me, because I've cursed the world so much. But basically, if the offer is still there after I post this podcast, I am going on Ready to Adult PH, and it's basically a crash course on how to do things. So I know that Jet, my very good friend, who is also Charm's boyfriend, and Charmaine was on the podcast like a couple weeks ago. Charmaine actually organized a crash course session wherein you can learn a bunch of things, which is so amazing. Good for her. I'm so proud of her. That girl does so well in every aspect of life. So she started this crash course session, and Jet Luga, her boyfriend, talked about politics. I know an old friend of mine, Justine Go, who's a nutritionist. She talked about nutrition. I wish I caught that one, but I was busy playing Call of Duty. Charmaine talked about finance yesterday, and then I'm up for tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about content creation, and I'm so excited for it because I haven't actually gotten to talk about content in a while, which is like, I realize that I've basically done every single form of content. Like, I've done streaming before, whether it's video or it's just audio. I used to work on Cuddle. I am currently waiting to work with Bigo or East Meets East. So I'm still waiting for my contract from both of them. But I have been doing streaming for a while. And then now I'm gaming on Facebook, which is still streaming. I've done podcasts, I've done vlogs, I still do all these things, and I've done social media management before, so I kind of realized that this is like my thing. So I'm so excited for that. I'm doing it on Monday, April 20, yes, 420. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there. Also, I have an interview with Alam Garcia on the 22nd, and we are gonna talk about, I don't know, but Alam and I are from the same agency, and she has a new show, a live show, which is basically like Issa vlogs, Issa talks, but live, and it's basically like what Issa Please was, or Issa Talks was, but with like really better graphics and stuff like that. And Alam's a better host. So I'm going to be on her podcast, her interview, her show, which is so amazing. I'm so ready. And I'm excited for it. Yeah, I don't really know anything other than the fact that I'm going to get interviewed, which is pretty cool because I feel like people are sick and tired of watching me shoot people, which I realized also in the end was not really a good idea. I told Paul about this. Like, he made me play Resident Evil, which was about zombies. And I was like, Paul, this isn't what the world needs right now. And then I've been playing Call of Duty, which is where you shoot people up, which is not what people need ever. But, some people find joy in that. I mean, I hope that it doesn't, it's not going to. Playing shooting games doesn't make you a gunman, right? It doesn't. I've read stories about this. I've read articles where playing shooting games does not make you a gunman or make you shoot up people. It, in fact, increases your focus, your agility. It basically has a lot of pros more than cons. And I'm going to leave it in the show notes to justify this statement, but you hear it later. So yeah. All right. So my next piece of bad news is that I have not had alcohol in over, I'd say 3 weeks. The last time I got butt-faced drunk in this quarantine was 3 weeks ago. I was drinking on a Zoom party with my sister-in-law, who, by the way, is the best. And I got so drunk. I was drinking it was a Sunday, a bright and sunny Sunday where I was indoors. And I was drinking Fundador, the last of the Fundadors that she had left for me because she loves Fundador. And I was drinking from 12 o'clock until 6 o'clock. I knocked out, woke up at 9, and then called her again and then drank with her until 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how drunk I was. And I woke up the next day with my elbows burnt. I was scabbing on both my elbows. And I was asking Paulo, how the hell did this happen? He was like, Issa, you had both elbows up on the table. You kept sliding, so you got burnt on your elbows. And that's why you're like that. And I'm like, oh my God. And I know there are people that are selling alcohol right now, but they've really jacked up the prices. And I'm like, alcohol is essential, but I'm also broke, so I can't indulge in we honestly can't bring ourselves to spend on alcohol, especially when we know how much the selling price is, how much the retail price is, and how much they're actually selling it for. It's kind of not worth it. It's super supply and demand. I hated it when everyone was selling the N95 masks for so expensive, but that's how supply and demand works. But also I'm like, well, you know what, if we I could use the money for something else. So we just have been abstaining. But I did say that if pee could turn into alcohol, I would have drank it by now. So that's also how desperate I've become. So if you guys want to send me alcohol for free, and I'll post I'll give you 10 posts for a case of beer. I am not even kidding. Maybe not 10 posts because I don't know how many poses I can do with beer, but I'll give you a good amount of posts. We can talk about it. I just need one case of 1 liter Red Horse beers and I would be good. I would be so happy. Yeah, that's it. What's the good news to me being alcohol deprived? Absolutely nothing. There's no good news. I've been sober and it's making me lose my shit. So maybe on the upside, my liver is a little bit happier, but I'm eventually gonna die of something. I might as well have fun with it. This is how I felt when I stopped smoking. It was so hard. I was like, if I'm gonna die of anything, at least I'm having fun. And like, but then I realized that wasn't completely good. But smoking and drinking are completely different things. No, it's not. Just leave me alone, okay? I like alcohol. There's no way for me to, like, I know. You don't have to tell me. But I still like it. I've stopped smoking already, so just let me drink in peace in quarantine. Okay. Thanks. This morning was so funny because I woke up, right? At like 11 o'clock. Because I haven't been like a normal human being recently. But I think that's like normal. I think that's a new normal because like there's absolutely nothing to do. So I woke up this morning and I was going through my phone and I read through my Issa please messages, and there was a message from someone in my family who was like, Issa, please take down that picture that you posted online of you being half naked. It's so, what was she saying? It's like, you know that we live in a conservative country. It's so bad. Take it off. Take it down. What is Paulo's family gonna say? And I just got so fucking mad about it. Okay, so for context, I recently got 8,000 followers on my Instagram. I had told Paulo that I would only post a celebratory picture the moment I got 8,100 or 8,050 followers, because truth to which, what you guys do on Instagram is, if you know that someone makes like a milestone on Instagram, like let's say I hit 1 million followers, what usually happens is they find out like, oh, I don't want to give you that gratification, let me unfollow you. And true to which, I had about like 8,015 followers. I thought like, that's a good number, I'm not gonna lose any more subscribers. And then the moment I posted it this morning, I lost like 15 followers. So now I'm like back to like 15 or more, actually. I don't even know what the exact number is, but I woke up this morning, I was like back at 79999. I'm like, you guys just won't let me have it. Like sure, I mean, I don't really know what happened, but maybe I have whatever. So anyways, in order for me to celebrate the success of finally reaching 8,000 followers, it's successful. It's a celebration for me, because what you guys don't really know is that the moment your numbers go up, like you can have 7,000 followers, but the moment you reach another milestone, that brings up your value so much. And I've worked so hard on my Instagram unwillingly. Like I hated Instagram for such a long time because I felt like I had to do so many things that I didn't have a reason for me to actually post pictures of myself in that way. If you guys have noticed, I have been posting pictures of me in bikinis, I've been dancing, and I finally have that confidence that I never had in a very long time. And so I've finally been able to do that, and I'm proud of the work that I've been doing. And then, so for me to reach 8,000 followers, I grew 1,000 followers, I think in like 3 months, which is so great. It increases my value like a lot, not so much, not exponentially, but it does increase my value. And so that's my livelihood. So of course I'd be happy about that. So in order to say thank you to everyone that followed me, I posted a picture of myself half naked. By half naked, I mean I wasn't wearing a bra. I wasn't showing all of my boobs. Like you could see the side boob. The second photo is like I'm lying down on a pillow, and then but you can tell I'm not wearing a bra. And the reason why I did it, but I didn't put it on the comment section because I didn't feel like I had to, was because we're all stuck at home and we're obviously not wearing bras. If you're a girl, I mean, I posted an Instagram story where I said the best thing about this quarantine is that I don't have to wear a bra, and that is right up my alley. I did the no bra challenge, I did the no underwear challenge. So why are you guys so surprised that I would post a picture of myself half naked? I literally did a nude photo shoot for my video, so it's right up my alley. I wasn't doing anything. I was just not wearing a bra, which is something that I've done. I've literally showed my nipples online, so, but not like bare nipples, you know what I mean? But the thing that you guys kind of, and I need to tell you this, is I get this a lot, and it's really pissing me off. But I understand, because maybe not everyone kind of has the dynamic that my husband and I have. But every single TikTok that I do, and every single picture that I post, and every single video that is released, Paulo has seen it before anyone in the world has seen it. He frames my photos, like when I was taking that picture. Where do you guys think Paulo was? We're in fucking quarantine. He's in the fucking house beside me. He was playing Call of Duty while I was walking around the house topless. And he knows that I was taking that picture because I had told him, like, hey, I have a picture idea to celebrate 8,000 followers. What do you think of this? I showed him the picture. He was like, the first thing he said was, yeah, it's cute. And he was like, I don't think you have the boobs to do it like this girl does, because I had shown her a picture. I had shown him a picture of Francesca from Too Hot to Handle. I was going through her Instagram photos. I was like, damn, this is a really nice photo. I showed it to him. I was like, I want to do this. And he was like, oh, try. You can go try. Just make sure that you protect yourself. Like, don't make sure that your nipples aren't showing. And so I did. I made all the necessary efforts. And before posting the picture, I showed it to him. I was like, what do you think? And like, I told him, like, do you think my boobs look nice? Like, is it okay? And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And like, I posted it. And I don't show Paulo these pictures, like, or like these videos. I don't do this just to get his approval. Sure, yes, because he is my husband. And I do want us to be on the same page with everything, because he's not just my husband, he's my partner. You know, I don't want to do anything that upsets him. But at the same time, I wouldn't purposely do something to upset my husband. So if I had told him I was going to do a picture like this, and he would say, sweetheart, I don't really think it's a good idea, and if he would enumerate all the reasons as to why I shouldn't do it, I wouldn't push it. Like, I would understand if he says, I don't want to do it because I don't want you to do it just because I don't like it. Then you would have a very serious argument, or not argument, conversation. I'd be like, why? If it's not logical enough, then I wouldn't do it. If I knew that I was wrong, I wouldn't fight it if we just had an agreement as to why. So every TikTok that I make, I don't show it to him for his approval. I show it to him because I ask him, aesthetically, what do you think? Or is the text correct? Because like when you post a TikTok video, you can't, once it's up there, you can't take it down and edit like all the text that pops out. And I'm kind of stupid. I'm just gonna say it. I think you guys realize it by now, but I do make a lot of like typos on all my posts. So I show it to him, like, can you check, like, is it cute, or is it okay? So he's like my buddy. He's basically like my sidekick, or not my sidekick, he's my partner, you know. So he checks out all the posts, and I don't know why a lot of people would, and I have heard this a lot, they're like, what does your husband say? And I've heard this from people, like, fucking, I don't know, like, I'm starting to get mad again if you can't feel the tension rising, but they've said, what does your husband have to say about it? Or I'll hear things like, oh my God, you act like you're not married. And I was supposed to save this rant for like by Hannah post, but I can make the same rant again. Don't worry. I'm still going to feel as pissed off as I am now in that video. But for me, I just really, really hate that, because especially like from this comment that I had gotten from this family member, it's like I was telling her, where do you think I took this picture? I took it at home. This picture has been up for like at least 16 hours. You think my husband didn't see this picture, and like if he didn't like it, I would have taken it down by now, you know? And then they have the audacity to say, what do you think your husband's family is going to think about this? I'm like, well, first and foremost, my husband's family has been nothing but supportive of what I do. If they don't like what I'm doing, they've never told Paulo. They've never approached him and said, oh my God, your wife is a whore. They've never said anything like that. And I think that my husband's family is very smart. I think they're very supportive. They're a lot of intellectuals. They're very open-minded. They're not old school. They're so one-sided, considering like a lot of us in the family have been exposed to so many different walks of life. Like some of them are in politics. Some of them have had their certain amount of publicity. Some of them are like in that field. Like they're exposed to so many things. So they're just like, well, we see what you're doing online. I've literally had my mother-in-law call me and ask, Issa, what was that thing you put up your vagina that like holds the blood? And I was like, huh? And I was telling her, oh ma, it's a menstrual cup. Instead of a napkin or a tampon, you put it in. So I explained it to her, and she was like, oh, okay, because my friend was asking what it was, and I'm curious. Okay. And I was telling her, yeah, I actually learned about it from my other sister-in-law, and both of your actually like 3 of us in the family, or 4 of us, have been using menstrual cups already. She's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And like, it was cool. So Murag, I don't understand. Is it like this another toxic culture that we have where instantly when you become someone's wife, you lose all autonomy, you lose all, what is it? Do you lose all of your identity and just become someone's wife? Because that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to get married to begin with. And that's something that I don't really talk about. But before Paulo and I got married, I had a lot of apprehensions. Not because I didn't want to marry Paulo. I've always wanted to marry my husband. I knew the moment I started dating him that I was going to marry him one day. But what I didn't want to happen when I got married was to lose my identity. I didn't want to stop being Issa Please because I'd worked so hard for Issa Please, for that brand. I didn't want to lose Issa Please and instantly become Paulo's wife. I don't mind being Paulo's wife. I love being Paulo's wife. I love being married to him. I just don't like this idea that people paint of me being married. And it really fucks me up because when I go out to bars with my friends, I'm obviously with girlfriends. I'm not dancing up on a guy. I'm there at a bar drinking, just having fun because my husband doesn't like to go out. And I respect that. I don't force him. I don't need him to babysit me. Sometimes I need him to babysit me. But like when I'm with my girlfriends, I don't go out with random girls. I go out with girls that Paulo trusts, I always give him that security. And I might have gone out once without him knowing the people, and I got in a lot of trouble. But then, like, that's besides the point. That only happened once, and I owned up to my shit. But, like, I don't do things that my husband doesn't know of or doesn't agree with. If we're not on the same page, we're not gonna do it. So you guys can calm the fuck down and stop assuming or stop asking how my husband feels about it, because first of all, if he didn't like it, none of this would happen. I don't just... Where do you think I shoot my videos? I shoot it at home. Who do you think I buy my bikinis with? My husband. Where do you think, if I order things online, where do you think they're delivered to? The house. Do you seriously think that I hide things from my husband? Because I do not. So I think he is very aware. And the internet is not a secret place that he is not aware of. I don't hide anything, and I have nothing to be ashamed of. So can you guys please take out that stigma that I have to be ashamed of the shit that I do, because my husband is okay with it. And I understand from my side of the family, I don't think that they're listening to this, but I understand, because I thought about it a lot. We have this underlying issue with our in-laws not liking us. It goes way back to my great-grandmother, because her in-laws didn't like her parents didn't like the guy who knocked her up because he wasn't rich or something. My grandfather was disowned from his family because he knocked up my grandmother, and therefore my grandmother and her in-laws did not like each other. And until now, they still have like all these squabbles. I don't know. My other grandmother did not like my mother because she got knocked up by my dad. So we also have a history of getting knocked up early. I understand in my family that we have a lot of that insecurities of our in-laws not liking us. So I think that's why a lot of that in the conversation comes up, like, oh, what is your husband's family going to say? And I think about it a lot, and I'm just like, well, if my husband is okay with it, then he can back me up. And if my family doesn't like me, or if my family in-laws don't like me, I can just like not go to family parties and like not see them. I can always just like choose not to see them. It's not like I ask them for money. I don't depend on them for anything. So why do I really have to care if they like me or not? I want them to like me. But if they don't, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing just for that. You know what I mean? I am pretty pissed about it. But at the end of the day, it's just really funny to me. But I think a lot of my frustration in the world comes from people assuming or telling me what and what not to do when like like you don't understand. Like it's a lot, like it's so annoying that I work so hard online to tell people like love your body. This is just a body. Blah 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 blah. And then it comes from my own family. Namurag, it's just so ignorant. And sometimes like how do you even change it when they're old? Like a part of me is just like I don't even want to bother because sometimes, and I've learned this the hard way, like when you talk to older people, there's no point because you can tell them something. You can spend like 2 hours trying to lecture them, trying to make them understand. And then like 5 minutes later, everything you say is completely thrown out the window. So sometimes I feel like, what's the point anyways? But I'm pretty bugged out about it, obviously, because I bitched about it for like 5 minutes straight. But then also I am secure in knowing that I didn't really do anything wrong. So you can just suck it. Just kidding. It's still my family. I did explain properly, but I'm not gonna have an argument with this family member about it. Like I had said my piece and it's just gonna have to stay that way. You know what I mean? Like honestly, there are worse things in the world that has happened collectively to all our families than me posting a picture of me topless. You know what I mean? Like, I think you guys know what I mean. So yeah. I also, I have 10 minutes left, but I still have like things that I'm like, I'm almost at an hour and I don't want to run this any longer because you guys are going to have to listen to me like complain about every single thing in my life for an hour. But Paolo and I will be celebrating our anniversary in 7 days. 7 days. No, 8 days. We got married on April 27, 2019. And this is our first wedding anniversary. And it really, like, I kind of cried about it, at the start of the month because I was feeling really bad because Paolo and I had turned a year and we haven't been able to go on our honeymoon. So the reason why we didn't go on our honeymoon yet is because we had like plans of like going on a Mediterranean cruise. We had like really big plans for our honeymoon, which we had plans, but we didn't have the finances for it. So we were trying to recuperate from spending on the wedding. And so also like I don't have a visa and I had just closed down my business. There's just like a lot of things that were holding us back from doing it. But we had said that we were going to at least do it this year. We were going to travel somewhere, like have a mini honeymoon. And then, this thing happened and we weren't able to do it. And I was really, really sad about it because like, I was thinking of all the things I could have been doing rather than just staying indoors. But then, I don't know, like after a while, like there's really nothing I can do about it. And I also acknowledge the fact that my problems are not as bad as everyone else's, but that I am also allowed to feel sad or feel bad about the situation. It doesn't invalidate how I felt at all just because other people are suffering more than I am. But I think that I was really comforted with what I was feeling from the fact that I'm able to spend this quarantine with my husband. So every day is like a honeymoon. Char lang. But I really do enjoy spending time with Paolo, like just being able to play with him, spend every waking hour of every single day with him. Like in theory, like we have days, like not in theory, but we do have days where we're like really mad at each other. We just don't talk, or I'm just annoyed. I don't need to talk to anyone. We have fought like a couple of times in this quarantine, but we always make up, and it just kind of makes me feel like I could be anywhere in the world and I'm just happy to be with him. So I'm not so sad about that. And the best thing happened, so Paolo and I were talking, and I had always complained about my wedding dress because I was telling him like, I love my wedding dress so much, but I'm never gonna get to wear it again. And one day we were cleaning out the room, and we took out my wedding dress box, and I was like, I really love this dress, I want to wear it again. And so we actually came up with the best idea to wear for me to wear my wedding dress on our anniversary, and for him to wear his suit on our anniversary, and that we were just gonna have our anniversary obviously where else but at home in our wedding attires and just eat. Like, I don't even know if we're able to buy food for this, so if we're not, then I'm just gonna have to like cook something with whatever resources we have. But we're basically gonna have a date in our wedding attire, and I'm so excited for that because Paul and I have also been talking about creating a vlog channel, like a personal vlog channel, and we're gonna upload it. It's gonna be our first video on that platform, on that account, so check it out. I think I've already created it. It's called Issa Vlogs or Issa Vlog. It's just, search it up with an S or without an S, and I'll also put it in the description box in the show notes below. Yeah. But we've decided for that to be our very first episode. Paulo's not going to be on all the Issa vlogs, but I think he's agreed to be on this one. And I'm just so excited because it is such a cute idea. And I'm just so freaking excited for that. So, yeah. I mean, basically this whole vlog is me this podcast segment is just me bitching about so many things in my life and either having a silver lining to it or lessons that we all need to learn and things that we need to realize and things that I've realized and gathered from this quarantine. And basically, to sum it all up, it's that we just need to mind our own business. I think that's the gist. Like, also, I think that a lot of us need to seriously consider the way that we talk to people, because nothing irritates me more than someone talking to me as if they are better than me or as if they're giving me unsolicited advice, because I don't need advice on how to live my life. I need advice on how to improve my craft, but never on how to live my life. Because if I needed to change something in my life and I needed that advice from you, trust me, I would have went up to you by now. I have a lot of people who I run to for advice. And if you're not getting that end of the stick, if I'm not coming to you for advice, don't come up to me and give it, especially if it's about how I live my life, what I talk about, the way I talk, or what you think about this. I don't fucking need it right now. And if I did, I know exactly who to ask. So stop it already, please, God. I can't, it's pissing me off already. But, I just really hate it, because, I just don't need it, Murag, you would know if I needed it from you. That's basically what I'm trying to say, Okay, don't get hurt if you're not the person that I talk to for this, but that's just the fact. That's just the facts. And I think everyone can relate to that, because at one point of our lives, we've gotten unsolicited advice. And doesn't it just mess you up so much? If you get really annoyed by that, why would you do that to someone else? It's just, I don't even know, man. But yeah, that's just something to think about for the rest of this quarantine. It's basically how you treat other people and also how you let people affect you, because that's something that I have a really big problem with. I let things get to me so much. I'm such an angry bird. I don't even know how. I think I have anger management issues, because I can think of something and then I could literally punch something just at the thought of it. But I try to control myself. That I haven't punched anything in a really long time, and I don't punch people, I punch things. So yeah, I haven't screamed in my pillow in a long time either, so that's progress. But yeah, just to conclude everything, I've talked about a lot of bad things and a lot of good things, and that's just proof that with every bad thing there is something good that comes out of it, whether it's a stronger relationship, it's a change of mindset, it's a sense of empowerment or a sense of control over your life. I'm having that internal monologue with myself right now, and I've been standing up for an hour, and I'm surprised at how fast an hour has actually went. And this is really helpful to me. So if you guys want, I think this is something that you guys should do also amongst yourselves, or create a vlog about it, or a podcast or a blog about it, or just record yourself and never post it if you're uncomfortable like that. But this has helped me a lot, and it's allowed me to sometimes you can give advice and not really take it unless you embody it, or if you say it again. The things that I've said on this podcast today are things that I've definitely said to other people, but I've forgotten. So me being able to do this has made me remember a lot of things, and it's helping me. And I think I can go on another week or another month of quarantine because of this mental exercise of mine. So is it a mental exercise? I don't even know. But I hope that you guys liked it. If you need someone to talk to, I'm always here. Maybe talk to me next week talk to me in next week, because I am about to have my period. I'm late. How many days late am I? Let me check. I'm currently, I'm supposed to get my period today. So you might want to talk to me in 4 days or a week from now, because I'm going to be so tired. I'm going to be bleeding out of my vagina, and I'm not going to want to talk to anyone more than I don't want to talk to anyone right now. But you can talk to me next week, and I will reply, and I love you guys. Make sure to follow me on all my socials. I'm Issa Please. I'm on YouTube. That's Issa Please. And I'm about to start another vlog channel, a personal vlog channel. That is Issa Talks. That is Issa Vlogs. This podcast, make sure that you're subscribed to it. It is Issa Talk. If you want to watch me play Call of Duty, I've also played Journey, Resident Evil. We have a lot of games lined up. I played Crash Bandicoot. I do plan to have a Throwback Thursday on games. So make sure to follow me on Issa Place if it's your thing. If it's not, you know what? Don't forget, no one's forcing you to follow me. Also, my Instagram is Issa Please. My Facebook fan page is Issa Please. Everywhere across the board, I am Issa Please. Well, not really. It's Issa Please. It's Issa Vlogs. It's Issa Talk. So those are your options, guys. Do what you want with it. I love you. I'll catch you guys next Saturday. I'll catch you guys next Sunday. Hopefully by then I'll have a guest. I'll have the willpower to want to talk to someone else other than my husband, who no longer wants to be on the podcast because he's already done it once. He doesn't want to do it again. So if you want to also talk to me on my podcast, if you want to be interviewed, I need you to have a mic. That would be ideal, just so the audio is better, and also have pretty good internet. So let me know. Talk to you guys soon. Bye!